Welcome to today's Explainer. If you're a logistics student, a fresh grad stepping into the industry, or just someone currently getting totally dizzy from all this international trade jargon, well, you are exactly where you need to be. Today we're cracking the core logic of Incoterms 2020, entirely from a beginner's perspective. My goal? To take these seemingly chaotic rules and make them organized, clear, and honestly, pretty fun.
Let's address the elephant in the room. Are you currently panicking? Frantically trying to memorize all 11 Incoterms for an upcoming job interview? As a rookie, staring at this giant bowl of alphabet soup, it is completely normal to feel overwhelmed. Trust me, you are absolutely not alone in this.
So, take a deep breath, because veteran logistics pros on forums like Reddit supply chain community share this massive secret. Real-world application is way more flexible. They literally say, don't just memorize them, understand the concepts. In the real world, your future boss doesn't need you to have a photographic memory. They need you to have a practical, problem-solving mindset.
Section 1, the interview cheat sheet, 5 must-know terms.
Okay, let's dive into this. While you don't need to perfectly recite all 11 terms on day one, there are 5 core terms that will absolutely make you stand out in an interview. Let's look at the responsibility spectrum. On the extreme end, we have EXW, or X-Works. Here, the buyer pretty much does everything. They pay the door-to-door freight and carry all the risk right from pickup. The buyer has total control. Now jump to the exact opposite end, DDP, delivered duty paid. Here, the entire burden completely falls on the seller. And sitting right in the middle, terms like FOB, CPT, and DAP, where costs and risks are shared. Grasping just these 5 terms really unlocks the whole logic of global freight.
Section 2, cost versus risk, the core paradigm shift.
To truly get that logic we just talked about, we have to clear up a classic rookie mistake, mixing up risk with ownership. Incoterms only deal with the transfer of risk, meaning if cargo gets damaged, lost, or literally goes up in flames, who takes the financial hit? It has absolutely nothing to do with ownership. When the legal title of the goods actually changes hands is 100% determined by your sales contract. So never, ever assume that carrying the risk means you actually own the goods.
And this brilliantly illustrates another huge concept. Paying for the freight is completely different from carrying the risk. Take terms like CPT and CFR, for example. The seller pays for the transport. But, and this is a critical but, the buyer actually holds the risk during transit. If a ship sinks in the middle of the ocean, even though the seller bought the ticket, the buyer's the one who takes the loss. Crazy, right?
Section 3, beginner practical pitfalls, surviving the real-world minefield.
Okay, to make all these abstract acronyms feel real, let's look at a practical scenario. Imagine we're shipping a container of furniture from Kochi, India, all the way to Dubai in the UAE. Without Incoterms, this whole process is a disaster waiting to happen. I mean, who handles the export customs in India? Who books the ocean freight? And once it hits Dubai, who unloads it? Let's apply a specific term to see how this plays out.
If we use DDP, which is delivered duty paid, the answer to who does what is basically the seller. For the buyer, this is the ultimate, totally hands-off VIP experience. The seller in India has to bear all the risks, pay the ocean freight, and even open their own wallet to pay the local import duties in Dubai until the goods are ready for unloading. It's amazing for the buyer, but an incredibly heavy lift for the seller.
But wait, why is DDP actually a hidden trap for exporters, especially those shipping into the EU or the UK? Well, DDP requires the seller to clear foreign customs. For an inexperienced exporter, getting hit with unexpected local taxes, like the post-Brexit VAT registration in the UK, will completely catch you off guard. We're talking massive fines and brutal delays at the border. In these situations, using DAP, delivered at place, is a much safer alternative because it pushes that import clearance right back to the buyer, who actually knows their local laws.
Here is another common blunder, straight from the experts at Triton Logistics, using FOB, or free on board, for air freight. This is a huge no-no. FOB was originally designed specifically for sea and inland waterway transport, where goods physically pass over a ship's rail. But airplanes don't have ship's rails. If you're using air freight or modern multimodal containers, you should be using FCA, free carrier. The second you hand the goods to the carrier, FCA safely transfers that risk.
And if you don't get these concepts straight, the price tag is staggering. Just let this number sink in for a second. 14%. According to a 2025 Trade Finance Global audit, a massive 14% of shipments had disputes over terminal handling charges. Why? for one remarkably simple reason. The delivery locations in the contracts just weren't specific enough.
To fix this, remember, specificity is your absolute best friend. Using something vague like delivered in Hamburg is a guaranteed recipe for a dispute because, well, the port of Hamburg is gigantic. Instead, you need to be hyperspecific. Use something like CPT Hamburg Terminal 3. And did you catch the very end of that? Always, always write Incoterms 2020. If you don't, customs or courts might default to the outdated 2010 rules, and you'll be judged by completely different standards without even knowing it.
Section 4. The Desk Toolkit. Smart shortcuts for the office.
So, here is a quick learning checklist to help you build your expertise step by step rather than relying on pure memory. Step 1. Always visualize the physical journey of the cargo from the warehouse to the final destination. Step 2. Identify the mode of transport. Are we dealing strictly with the ocean, or is it air and multimodal? And Step 3. Pinpoint the exact physical moment that risk transfers from the seller to the buyer. Follow these 3 steps and the correct term will naturally reveal itself.
And hey, do not forget to use your resources. Industry veterans don't guess. They use the ICC Digital Guide, which is this fantastic interactive tool for selecting clauses. They literally pin the official responsibility wall charts right next to their monitors. They use export documentation software like Shipping Solutions, and of course they keep cheat sheets handy. These tools are like training wheels for your job. Nobody expects you to fly blind.
We've covered a lot of ground today, moving from those suffocating acronyms to a really practical, structured framework. I want to leave you with a thought. With this mentor's playbook in hand, how are you going to apply this risk-focused mindset to absolutely crush your next supply chain challenge or job interview? Don't let the jargon intimidate you. Use the tools, visualize the journey, and take control of your logistics career. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.